It's Gunvor time! Welcome back to another Mythic Plus guide. This time it's gonna be for the Eye of Azshara. This will be a good time to explain that the footage you're seeing in the background in these videos are not Mythic Plus. Basically it's easier to get footage from normal Mythics, but the fights are exactly the same, so you don't really miss anything. Let's move inside. The first boss is gonna be Warlord Parjesh. He'll immediately start off the fight by summoning 2 ads. This will happen periodically during the encounter as well. This will have to be picked up by the tank, but be sure not to kill off both of them, because this will play a big role in another ability he has. He will charge at a random player, leaving some crap on the ground behind him. Don't stand in that. After the charge, he will throw a spear at the player. This is the time when you want to try to make Parjesh hit the ad with the spear instead by moving it in front of that player. The ad will get knocked back and get incapacitated, and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the fight. But also so you don't get hit with it, as it creates a nasty dot. Of course you can try to heal through the dot, but at higher mythic ranks I would not recommend that. When he reaches 30% HP, he will enrage, causing him to gain 30% more haste. That's all. Lady Hatecall is up next. As you can see, there are a couple of sand dunes in the boss area. This is because of her static Nova ability. When she casts it, you want to get up on one of these dunes to avoid getting stunned and taking loads of unnecessary damage. But then she'll sometimes cast Focused Lightning, and this is when you don't want to be on a sand dune, as if it hits you there, it will destroy it. She will summon a couple of blobs to her side. Just AoE this down. Though keep in mind, if they die near a player, they will put a slow debuff on them. This can stack up to 100%, so be sure to have these spells at the ready. If, say, a Nova is incoming, the boss will put a curse on the group, which when it expires will release a frontal cone wave that knocks anyone stood in it a pretty long way back. Face away from your group when it's about to end. Worth noting is that this wave will instantly kill off any of the blobs. Lastly, she will spawn whirlwinds that follow players around as well as destroy any dunes they come across. As you probably have guessed, you wanna stay away from this. Just a little bit forward and you'll reach Serpent Tricks. This boss can be a real pain if not done correctly. Anyway, he'll constantly spit poison at players. Move away from the circles if possible. He will sometimes put a toxic wound on a target. This debuff leaves behind green crap underneath you, so that player just wanna move around until it fades away. Just don't run through other players with it. At 66% and 33%, Serpent Tricks will submerge and appear somewhere else. He'll also spawn 2 additional heads. These will just AoE and attack random targets, and the DPS needs to instantly switch to these and kill them off. The main head will start spamming Rampage if no one is near it, so the tank must be there at all times. And one more important thing. You might want to clear the area of trash mobs before engaging the boss because of the submerge ability. Those seagulls, believe it or not, can be an extreme hassle to deal with. Let's move on to King Deepbeard. He only has a few abilities, but they are really important to know. He will put bubbles on players, which comes with an absorb on it. You might think that it's good news, but not really. If you don't get rid of the bubble after 20 seconds, they will explode, dealing damage equal to the remaining shield. To counter this, simply use one of his other abilities to your advantage. He will spawn lots of whirlpools that move around the ground. Normally you want to keep away from these, but if you have the bubble on you, go ahead and stand in them until it poofs away. He will cast Quakes, dealing some damage to all players. You want to be a bit spread out for this, as it cleaves to other players within 5 yards. Also keep in mind that the Quakes will cause aftershocks after 4 seconds that will deal massive damage. The tank should worry about Ground Slam. This is just a big AoE in front of the boss. Simply move away from the circle and you'll be fine. The last obstacle is Wrath of Azshara. She will create a massive deluge. You definitely don't want to stand in this. She'll spawn tornadoes that will rampage around the arena as well as put arcane bombs on players. These bombs must be dispelled at once, or else it's gonna follow the target, explode and stun them for 6 seconds. Another extremely important ability is Crushing Depths. This is put on a random player, marked by a little arrow and a bluish circle around them. The group should then move together to split the damage from it. If you're not splitting the damage, well, you're most likely gonna get one shot. At 10% HP, the boss will let out a cry, causing all sorts of environmental hazards to spawn. Pushing winds, lightning strikes and waves. It will get pretty hectic, I'm not gonna lie. A great tip for this boss is to always run as a group around the boss. This way it becomes way easier for the healer, as it's very easy to line of sight, as the area is pretty huge. But just avoid crap, dispel the bombs and split the crushing depths and you'll eventually kill it. So that's what you need to know for Eye of Azshara. If you enjoyed the guide, be sure to assault the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Gunvor out!